Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Stephen and I'm a traditionally published fantasy author. For a bit of fun today, I thought I'd do a book haul because even though I'm a fantasy writer, I obviously read fantasy and science fiction books all the time, and there are so many coming out at the moment that I just can't keep up. But I thought I'd post a video just about some books I've picked up recently that I want to read and talk a little bit about them. The first is Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the first in the trilogy of the Rurier Revelations. Michael J. Sullivan is an author that I wanted to read for a while, just for whatever reason he's bypassed me. I never got round to reading one of his books, and then after a while I saw that quite a few have built up and I thought I really should get round to reading them, and there are a number of trilogies, and so I asked about where to start, and this is what people suggested was a really good place. So I'm going to dig into his books and his world very soon because I've heard some great things about it. The second book on my list is A Fool's Hope. This is the second book in the trilogy from Mike Shackle. I recently did an interview with Mike Shackle talking about this book and the whole trilogy getting published and all of that, so I'll post a link to that here so you can check out my interview with him. The first book I really enjoyed. I thought it was fantastic, so I'm definitely going to be reading this second book very soon in the next couple of months, and then we have to wait until next year for book 3, but I'm ahead of the times at the moment on this one for once because the first book only came out, I think it was last year, so I'm not too far behind. As well as reading science fiction and fantasy, I also read in other genres, and one book I've been wanting to read for a while is this one, Medium Raw by Anthony Bourdain. This is one of his autobiographies. Of course, Anthony Bourdain passed away last year, or even 2019, I can't remember when, I need to check, but it's very recently. And I was only vaguely tenuously aware of him because I'm not really much of a foodie in terms of following chefs and all of that kind of thing. I came to him through some of his other work, through some of the things that he'd done with Raw Craft, where he'd go and do videos meeting great craftsmen and see how they made things and find out about it. I saw him with his travel documentaries, where he'd go to countries, look at the food, meet the people, and there are a number of these on Netflix that you can look at. And it was through that I then found out about his background of being a chef for many years and his culture and his life and all of this sort of stuff. And I want to find out more about the man, how he got started, so I'm looking forward to reading Raw Craft and finding out more about him as an individual. Another gap in my reading history, just for whatever reason, maybe they didn't have it in the library or when I was young, or someone didn't tell me about it until much later, is Iain M. Banks. And of course he's written Iain Banks and science fiction novels under Iain M. Banks, and this is Look to Windward. This is one of the culture novels. I've not read any culture novels before, so I asked a number of people where should I start because it seems like it's so intimidating, it's really difficult to get into, and they've all suggested this one. So I'll be getting into this very soon this year, reading it, and maybe do a video of what I think about some of these, and we'll see afterwards. The last book on my haul that I picked up very recently is this one, Motherless Brooklyn by Jonathan Lethem. Now I've seen the film and I really enjoyed this. Now I know there's some differences between the film and the book. The era that it's set in is quite different. They're both set in New York and they both feature the same central character. But having enjoyed the film so much and heard the director talk about it, he'd worked with Lethem on the film, they discussed ideas. So going back to the source material, I think we're really going to get something out of it. So I'm really excited to dig into that and see what I think of it. So those are just some of the books on my to read pile. There are other ones piled up all over the place, and I've got some more coming in the next few weeks as well, so I might do another book review, book haul video later on. If you want me to do some book reviews on some of these or some of the other books, let me know, get in touch, tell me what you've picked up recently on your book haul. I'll be back very soon with another video.